Hi, let's look at solving equations using more than one operation. I'll show you what we mean here as soon as we get our first problem. It looks like Newton's backing in here with a truck, and he's got like a music box or something on the back trailer there. And it's winding. The top comes off. Oh, there's Hilbert. Hilbert's given us a problem. 3x plus 2 equals 5. Now the strategy here is that we want to get x on one side by itself and all the numbers on the other side. So let's first start out and subtract 2 from both sides. That gives us 3x equals 3. Now let's take the coefficient of x and divide through by 3. And we'll get x equals 1. So we've used both the subtraction property of equations and the division problem of equations. Used more than one operation. Here's Newton again. Let's see what our problem is this time around. Top comes open. Up pops Hilbert. Up pops the problem. 7y minus 1 equals 13. This time, let's add 1 to both sides. We want to try to get rid of that negative 1 on the left-hand side. So, we're left with 7y equals 14. Take the coefficient of y, which is 7, divide that into both sides, and we get y equals 14 over 7, which is just 2. So this is the type of problem that we're working on in this lesson. Now, Newton is backing in a problem. The music box is gone. Oh, here comes one of the Bernoulli brothers. I think this is John Bernoulli. He's lifting the problem up for us to see. This time, let's get rid of that 12 on the left-hand side. Subtract 12 from both sides. Be sure to do the same thing to both sides. So we'll get 3a on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, we've got a negative 15 and a negative 12. And that's the same as adding two negatives together gives us negative 27. Put the sign, the common sign. And now divide through by 3 the coefficient of a. And we've got a positive into a negative. So we get a negative 9. Another problem being delivered here. A negative 16 equals 5y minus 6. And it gets lifted off. This time, let's add 6 to both sides. So what we get is a negative 16 plus a 6 on the left-hand side. Now, a negative 16 plus a 6, you can subtract and put the sign of the larger number, that sort of thing. So we get negative 10, and then equals 5y. Then divide through by 5. And then since we got a positive 5 and a negative 10, we get a negative 2 as our answer. On this problem, let's get rid of the negative 36. So we'll add 36 to both sides. And so on the left-hand side, we get negative 4b, and on the right-hand side, we'll get 120 plus 36, which is 156. Now, divide through by a negative 4, and we'll get b equals 156 over negative 4. Now, we're going to divide a negative 4 into a positive 156. The signs are different, so we get a negative 39 as our answer. This one, decimals. Let's subtract 12.4 from both sides. And so, a 5.8 minus 12.4. All right, we have signs are different. We can subtract them and put the sign of the larger number type of thing. And equally, we get negative 6.6 equals a negative 2b. Now, divide a negative 2 into both sides. And we have a negative into a negative, so we'll get a positive 3.3 for our solution. Now, this one here, a little bit tricky. What we're going to do is what's called clear fractions. Look at the 5 and the 3, the denominators. What is the smallest number that both will divide into? It's 15. So let's multiply 15 times each one of those terms. And notice we can do some canceling, and then if we multiply all the numerators and denominators together, we'll end up with a negative 9y minus 10 equals 6. Now, let's add 10 to both sides. So that will leave us on the left-hand side a negative 9y, and on the right-hand side 16. Take the coefficient of y, a negative 9, and divide that into both sides, and we'll get y equals a negative 16 ninths. So that's a way of making your equation a little less messy if you clear away all the fractions when you got several fractions like that. Now this one here is different. Notice we have m's on both sides. Now your strategy should be to get all the m's on one side, all the numbers on the other side. Well, we'll just start out here and we'll get rid of that 8 on the left-hand side. Subtract 8 off of both sides. So on the right-hand side, we'll get 2m minus 20. On the left-hand side, we got 6m. Now let's get that 2m onto the left side there by subtracting 2m from both sides. So on the left-hand side, we get 4m. On the right-hand side, we get negative 20. Divide through by 4, and notice that you have a positive 4 into a negative 20. The signs are different, so you're going to come up with a negative 5 for the answer. Thank you.